Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 90. 90! Isn't that so amazing? We're going to be at 100 soon, which is just crazy cool. Crazy cool. It's so fun, the space. So today is Friday. It is a little snowy outside. It's interesting because in Cincinnati, every neighborhood seems to get its own weather system. And we're right on this edge where we get a little bit of a dusting of snow when other areas perhaps have like sleet or rain. And so everywhere outside, all the windows are brown tree branches with like a dusting of white on top, just enough that it looks gorgeous. You know, that contrast of the white and the brown together. It's just so beautiful when I look outside. And it's Friday. It's been a week, hasn't it, with Scorpio? Whew, lots happening as always. So this morning when I was meditating, I just felt like, can we shift energy for a moment? It's been heavy this week, and it's good. It's been really introspective, and I feel like so many of us have been able to really sit in some stillness or some depth of who we are and why we're here and what's shifting in our journeys. And also, let's breathe. Let's exhale and play for a little bit today. So the title that came forward is so interesting, and there's a backstory. So I'll start with the title. It's Best Moment Ever. But where it came from was this flash of memory that I had from when I was 19. I am currently 47, so it's a long time ago. But so here's the start. When I was in college, I was out of town living on campus in Indianapolis, and they raised tuition. And it was more than what I could afford to switch to with the financial aid package that I had. So I came back home to Cincinnati and decided I was going to drop out for a while, save some money, and then go back. And of course, everyone told me, you'll never go back. You won't do it. I'm like, I'm going back. I just need this break. Best thing I ever did, because I grew up a lot in that time before I went back 3 years later. So one of the jobs that I applied for and got, which I still am amazed I got it because I had no idea what I was doing, was to be an assistant at this brokerage firm to these brokers. And I knew nothing about finance. I knew nothing about how to be an assistant. I mean, really, I knew nothing. And I show up to start working in this firm with these super professional, motivated brokers, stockbrokers, who were just high energy, high motivation, competitive. Like, it was the funniest thing to see me sitting there at the desk trying to navigate all of these people. But what I remembered this morning was this technique that they used to motivate themselves to succeed, and they called it Best Month Ever. And in sales, this may be something everybody already knows, but at 19 it was new to me. Best month ever means you're competing against yourself. And so you have a goal that you're set by yourself or by your boss or by the company of what sales you're going to reach. And then your motivation is to reach it and to consistently exceed it. And so they would be rewarded based on their best month. And it was individual. So each person would have to reach their own best month ever. And when they did, they would be celebrated. And so you were constantly striving to excel, to surpass your own, successes, your own highest achievement. You were constantly being motivated to go beyond that. And so it wasn't really about the other guys or girls and what they were selling. It was about what you were doing. And that's always stuck with me. And this morning when I was meditating, I was like, what if we did like best moment ever? You know, like what would my best moment ever be in my lifetime so far? So far. And this has also come up because, you know, we've lost someone that we care about. And when you are in that space of honoring someone's life, those moments are what everyone talks about. Like, what are the memories you remember with that person, or what were the moments that stand out to you as the best moments you had with that individual? And so I was just pondering for myself, like, what would my best moments ever be? Here's what I find fascinating. And this is matching to what I saw in the sales environment at the brokerage firm. At the moment you receive or achieve that best month ever, or that best moment ever, you believe that's as good as it's ever been or ever will be, because you're so in the joy of that success. And then when you surpass that moment, you raise the bar. You're like, oh, it could be better than that. And then it's better. And then you have another one after that, and it's better than that. And so it just constantly keeps expanding. So when I was, you know, a high school student, my best moment ever would probably be some of the events we had at our high school, and the dances and the activities. And, you know, I would have said, whoa, like life is amazing. And then, you know, when I had my children, I mean, the moments they were born would for sure be the best moments of my life. You know, it doesn't get any better than that. Well, then your children start walking, and they reach their arms up to like be hugged by you, and to hug you, to put their little arms around your neck, and you're like, oh, it doesn't get better. Like, this is the best moment ever. My child hugged me. You know, it's like pure joy. And then they have conversations with you as, you know, teenagers, and you're like, wow, this child is brilliant. They're brilliant. And you're in the middle of this beautiful conversation with this being that was created from you and another person, and you're like, what? And so that feels like the best moment ever. And then, you know, just going with the theme of my children, my daughter leaves me these messages sometimes when she's walking around campus. She's in college now, and oh, like she just shares her vision for her life and her love for where she is at this moment. And my heart just explodes. I'm like, oh, it doesn't get better than this. Like, this has to be the best moment ever. And then, you know, my son will sit next to me and put his arm around me and just start sharing in my heart. Oh, like, you just think it's the best, and then it gets better than that. And isn't that amazing? Like, isn't it amazing to feel how life can just continue to become bigger and better than what you believed it could be? I remember when my husband and I got married, and we were standing outside between these two huge trees in our front yard on this little stage that he'd set up, and all of those we loved were around us, and we're exchanging vows. And I remember just imprinting that moment into my heart, like into my soul, going, this is the best moment ever. And now, oh my gosh, this morning he left me a note. He wrote a note on my notepad by my computer with these hearts. He wrote love inside of it, and my heart was like, like, how could this day be better? You know, like a love note from your husband is just bliss. It's so good. It's so good. And I know I'm gushing, but that's literally how I feel today. Just absolutely filled up with the joy that is this life that I'm living. My best friend and I were giggling and making smoothies together this morning. And I'm just looking at her like, we get to do this. Like, we get to hang out and make smoothies together. I had this incredible weekend last weekend with all these beautiful people sitting in my living room, my husband and I hosting this space, and Alicia singing, and just sound moving through the space that is my home. And just looking, I was sitting on the floor looking around the room at all of the faces that were sitting in that room with me, and just feeling like such gratitude. Like, how is it possible that this is the life I am living? And just feeling my heart like, best moment ever. And then something else would happen. And I'm like, no, this is the best moment ever. It's just an incredible journey. It's an incredible journey. And I know that we get overwhelmed at times, and it feels really hard, or like sometimes it's just heavy and the pain feels really intense. And I know that I have been in those places. I understand. And the wisdom, the guidance, the message I would send is to breathe through that. Breathe through that and allow yourself to remember one best moment and feel it in your body, and then another best moment and feel that in your body. And just believe, trust, know that I say this to you with absolute certainty. There is a best moment ever still yet to come. And there will be another one after that will exceed what you've ever believed was possible before. And then there will be another one after that. And it just keeps going. It just keeps expanding. Release the fear and the limitation. And just anchor yourself in the knowing that there is always another best moment ever that will arrive. Just when you least expect it, and then your heart will go, whoa, and it'll happen again, and then again and again. Enjoy this weekend and create a best moment ever. Allow it to unfold, and then sit in the magic of it. And maybe share it. Go over to the Soulshine Tribe and post a picture, like what is one of your best moment ever so far, or what are you creating this weekend, and does it get better? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you for tuning in to today's vibration. Let's take this message of pure love out into all of our communities and continue expanding love here on Gaia. So much love from my heart to yours.